Okay, right. We are live and broadcasting. Right, so hello and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV with Deep Light here, Otaku. Again, I am actually going to be starting in this mode. Well, just for the reference of YouTube, and as you can probably notice, we do have a slightly different lighting scheme because, I picked up a smart light bulb on Monday. So, yeah, we are actually going to quickly switch over. Thank you. Right, so, last week at the end of a stream on Thursday, we actually unlocked the Tower of Zot, which is the first Endwalker dungeon. So, yeah, and there aren't many people around here, so, Dungeons Endwalker Tower of Zot, go. So I could easily just, go back to the entry point and, gee, thank you very much for being that late. Yeah, because we have one. That, so I know that is an ether current quest here. There's one here in the Great Work. So unfortunately, we can't actually unlock flight in Fafnir until we actually gain access to Blacker Stand, because the other two quests are actually in there, and we have a DPS in queue. Right. Yeah, because what I'm going to be doing when I actually get everything sorted out is I will be, because I haven't done this already, I will be uploading the streams to YouTube. I'll also be uploading all of the dungeon runs separately. Oh, crap. I actually forgot to go and change. Alright, I'm gonna have to quickly do this. Ay. And I'm probably gonna have to mute desktop audio for a second. Create a dashboard. Edit. Part 3. Done. And turn you back on. Ha! And just in time. As long as the other DPS verifies. And here we go. The Tower of Raz-at. So, what are we gonna get? Unfortunately, this is another problem. Oh! Oh! And away we go! Oh! Yeah, I haven't set the show limited. Okay. I'm gonna have to find myself a little... Yeah? Oh. Must have been interrupted. And we have the full feathers. On. And here we go. First boss fight. Uh, How rude! Hey, stop chucking me and set me on fire, you nerd! Asshole! Thank you. Amulet offending? No. I'm gonna roll need on those. I don't think I actually need the gear from this dungeon. Hold, and... That's the good thing with Dancer is that I actually have Amulet of Healing, no. Striking, no. Okay. Alright, and let's start up. Will it blend? That is the question. And it seems to be blending very well. Yep. And the Gunbreaker just had the super. Nanny? Why in the heck did the samurai just rage quit? There he is. Weakness disgusts me. Okay, Xenos. Okay. Time for the party. And I really do have to remember that I actually now have a second Yeah, I'm still having problems with remember to actually press the right button. Right. Which one? You! I actually forget about this. Oh, that's improv. I think I really need to move improv off. You. You! And 2. I'm gonna shield everyone. Alright, is this the choker of casting? No. Gauntlets of striking? Again? No, don't need them. Because I need aiming gear because I'm ranged DPS. Try that again. So just finish this off. Thanks so much. And means of healing and nope, nothing over here. Right. And let's just walk straight into the middle and oh. No. Let's shield. Hang on. Let's and we got it. Well, we must protect the tower. Harbingers elect, the Magus Sisters. Right. Achievement unlocked, mapping the realm, the Tower of Zot. Oh dear, we've lost the healer! And number 2. I just have to hold on for another 10 seconds. And I didn't hold on for another 10 seconds. Yep. And we lost. Well, I think our... Right, order, yeah, order is fat lady, tall lady, short lady. Yeah, so our tank is already completed. Actually, I think we've got 2. No, that one's first blessed. Caesar Ring of Healings, do not need. Right. One more time with feeling. And and we are back on. Targets in Druva. Thank you. 1. Oh. Good, good. And come on. Right, one down. And we're done. Right, I'm gonna mute because I think this is voice. This is a voiced cutscene.
Is everyone all right?
We fortified the captives with what magics we could. Have the defenses been disabled? All appears quiet for the moment.
The lower floors were disturbing enough, but this place feels wrong. The ether is heavy and thick, like wading through a quagmire.
I believe we stand in the tower's beating heart. What sayest thou, Ishtola?
I see it. Ether siphoned from the land runs up through the spire, flowing to a single point. This is the core we seek. Yet something is off. As large as this structure is, it siphons far more ether than is required to sustain it. 'Tis as if the core is feeding on the energy, consuming it. I need to take a closer look. Curious. There is something there embedded inside the core. A man's limb.
This is what we came to destroy?
Yes, if you would be so kind.
And that should be the end of it.
What now?
My theory that the tower might come crashing down following the core's destruction doth appear to be correct.
Bully for you! And how are we supposed to survive the fall?
What of the prisoners below?
The floor beneath our very feet dissolves. Brace yourselves!
I pray I'm not too late.
Oh, what happened? Where are we?
By my reckoning, we're still on the island where the tower stood, but 'tis as if it never existed. Hardly a scratch. But how?
Graha wove a levitation spell at the last moment. Large enough to catch everyone, it would seem.
That explains the lack of obvious injuries.
The expenditure of so much ether has taken its toll. He will need plenty of rest, but should otherwise be none the worse for wear.
Then the immediate problem is what to do with our new friends here. They'll be much changed for their time in the tower. Even if their bodies are intact, I doubt we could say the same for their minds.
Angelo and I will take care of that.
I have every faith in you, Alize, but there are just too many for you to treat alone.
We'll send at once to Eorzea for more porksies, and call on the local mages to lend a hand.
Hail, Scions! We were watching the tower when it simply disappeared. What happened here?
The threat is banished, and thy people delivered. They are, however, in need of treatment, and we of a secure locale and helping hands to assist us in its provision.
You shall have all this and more. Come, let us convey these unfortunate souls to the city.
And yep, there we go. You duty finder to investigate towers up. We are done. And now it's time to speak with Thancred. Her prisoners are being transported to raz-at-han for treatment. Alexander Stoller will oversee the administration of the tempering treatment, with support from those who know a healing spell or two. And go join them in the city once you've had a moment to catch your breath. You You may now enter the Tower of Zot with a party of NPC avatars. To make use of this feature, you open the Trust interface located under Duty in the main menu. And... level 83. The Jewel of Fafnir. Impressive. One being idle, right. Bashan bade us come to Megaduta at our earliest convenience. The others will join us there once they have finished tending to the prisoners. Alright, on second thought, you and Astinian should go on ahead. I need to make a detour by the great work. We left Grahar in the alchemist's care, you see. Best to fetch him before he's crammed into a specimen jar. It's you and me then. The guardsmen at the gate should wave us through. Right, speak with the Radiant Guardsman. Yep, right here. And you. Hang on, I think. Right, let's just take the straight line. Well, as straight as we can get. Yeah, because we won't have access to this area and Palaka's stand until later on in the game. Or later on in the expansion. Yeah, just try. Oh, you dudes want to play too? Oh, try and catch me. Nope. Thought not. Free to enter at your leisure. As I cannot leave my post, I'm afraid you must make your own way. Should you require directions in the city, a sentry stationed at the fountain at the top of the steps will be glad to assist you. Though we do actually get auto-teleported into raz-at-han. The problem is... speak with Astinian and have him accompany you. Right. I've been to raz-at-han before. This place is a veritable maze. Rather than risk getting lost, you best ask for directions from this sentry at the fountain. Lead the way and don't expect you to act as your tour guide like certain others. Yeah, and literally, as I said before... Attentive Radiant. I understand you're here for an audience of the satrap. If you require directions to Megaduta, I should be glad to provide them. Satraps are situated in Dharma, the highest part of raz-at-han. To get there, I'd ordinarily recommend a route that takes you by the bazaars in the city's north. Due to the state of alert, however, most businesses are currently closed and the Aetheryte disabled. Yeah, this is literally like... Yulmore in Shadowbringers, where you can actually access all the Ethernet shards in the area, but you cannot access the aetheryte until later on. Another sentry will give you further guidance. In other words, we head up. Sounds straightforward enough. Okay, head up. I think, yeah, head up means we head up here. So, literally, at the moment, we will only be able to say attune to all of the Ethernet shards around here. We cannot actually attune to the aetheryte at raz-at-han until we clear the till we get to the later quests. Let's see how far we can actually get. Watchful Radiant. Heading to Megaduta, are you? In that case, please follow this hallway to my right and go through the door at the top of the stairs. You'll emerge at the entrance to the airship landing, where another sentry should be on hand to assist you. Gently, if you ascend the stairs to either side of me, you'll find a workshop. Take care not to lose your way. Vigilant Radiant. First things first. Let's pick up this Ethernet access shard. Ethernet shard. The information, I'm afraid, flights have been suspended until further notice. So, safe alert is still in effect. Perhaps it's for the best. That aside, we're not here for an airship. We have business at Megaduta. Oh, in that case, permit me to direct you. From here, it's quite simple, really. Ascend these stairs and continue straight ahead and across the bridge. You cannot miss it. Speak with the Megaduta attendant while accompanied by Estinian. Oh, there's a... That's done. I remember passing here with Bashan. Situation being as it was, he regretted not being able to show us the sights. Life is yet to return to normal here, but when it does, you ought to pay another visit. Though the city is refusing, the food is rather good, and I'm partial to hams myself. The meat's surprisingly tender and flavorful. Alright. So that I had to hang on. Did I attune? No, I didn't. Yeah, and literally someone just literally said that because just 1 minute. Yeah, because that was my response. It literally said size of because the size of the summoner's summons. Yeah, the size of the summoner's summons are actually controlled client side, not server side. So you actually have to change the. So you have to actually change. You have to actually use the pet size command. Oh, it must have put. So literally, let's have a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna actually do this. So I'm gonna do pet size all small, and immediately sets all size of all pets set to S. So that means the summons are actually tiny. They'll actually be shorter than my character. So, right, onwards and upwards. And I believe this also is a voice cutscene. So I will be muting the microphone once I confirm.
Are we the last to arrive? I hope we've not kept you waiting.
Not at all. Your comrade is feeling better, I trust.
Much better, thank you. Harness remedies are certainly potent in more ways than one.
One becomes accustomed to the taste, although I hope you never have cause to do so. Pray, take your ease.
Full glad I am to see you all unharmed.
Valiant scions, for your heroism, you have my boundless gratitude. You cast down that dire tower and set free its hapless captives. You cleanse their souls of its corrupting influence. No words of thanks will suffice. In place of platitudes, I offer a bounty of warding scales. Pray accept your due reward, along with the goodwill of raz-at-han.
Alchemists throughout the land were put to work in the forging of your talismans. The finished ones have been collected, and now await you at the high crucible of Alchemia. Present this letter when you are ready to take them into your possession.
We are humbled by your generosity. Know that the inventive wisdom of raz-at-han will be vital in restoring serenity to our star.
Every single one of those scales came from you, didn't they? You must still be in such pain.
'Tis of no moment. A mere annoyance compared to the dreadful suffering inflicted upon this land and its people.
Albeit brief, my involvement in the Dragonsong War afforded me a glimpse of the myriad sorrows which consumed both dragon and man. Though you were half a world away, such tragedies as befell your kin must have affected you deeply. And yet, you chose to live among men.
In the age when that conflict first bloomed, my choice had already been made. In some distant place, man slew dragon, and dragon slaughtered man. Yet no hate could I muster for those smiling faces which did look to me for guidance. Not even my brother's righteous rage could rally me to his cause. I huddled here, secret and still, hoping against hope that which I had built would remain untouched by the chaos and carnage.
Twould seem we share the same desire for peace, great Vritra. To that end, I wonder if we might trouble you with another question. The Telophoroi are intent on recreating the final days, an apocalyptic event which we know to predate the sundering of the star. As the longest lived among us, know you aught of this terrible cataclysm?
Nay. When war and strife drove my sire from his home, he crossed the great expanse with only our unhatched eggs as company.
I remember that.
He
We'll be coming back to that
alighted on a
later.
shattered source, its 13 reflections long since scattered beyond the rift. Of events preceding his arrival, he knoweth naught, save that which Hydralin hath deigned to disclose.
I see. So again, 'tis the inscrutable Hydaelyn to whom you must look for answers.
Seek you to divine the will of this star? If so, I have a tale which may afford you some small comfort. Tis a story from my youth, many, many years ago. To my sire, I once posed the question, of all the stars in the sky, why didst thou settle upon this one? To which Midgardsormr did reply, 'twas the last bastion of hope. He believed so long as Hydaelyn endured, so too might dragonkind. Solemn and portentous were his words. What deeper meaning they held, I could not, dared not pursue. 'Tis a stone I've left unturned ever since. Yet take you solace in the knowledge that whatsoever Hydaelyn does strive towards, 'tis an ideal which hath earned my sire's conviction.
Thank you, Vritra. You've given us warm reassurance in a world gripped by cold uncertainty.
While I'm sure we all have a great many questions, I think it's time we collect the talismans and be on our way. Our fight against the Telophoroi is far from finished.
We must take our leave. but please do inform us if we can provide any further assistance.
Prithee, a moment. There is one whom my sire hath judged worthy of honor and respect. The one known to men as Eorzea's champion. This hero of renown and rumor, 'tis thee.
I have not spoken with your father in some time, which would actually be true if I had gone through the Omega quest line.
In accordance with the covenant he forged with Hydralin, the stewardship of this star hath ever been his purpose. Silence in the face of thine actions is the greatest sign of his approval. 'Twas a revelation most pleasing that thou, a child of man, had gained Midgardsormr's trust. But alongside mine elation runneth a rivulet of dread. For upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, wheel enmeshed with woe. Amidst this tangled knot thou shalt know no rest. 'Tis an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence. Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation. The hope thou wilt need come the end. Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss. Thus, do I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
Apologies. We hadn't meant to interrupt.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
'Tis I who must apologize. I have detained your champion overlong with idle chatter. Go. At war's end, I pray I welcome thee back into my hall, where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your triumph.
Alright. That's why I need to be a giant woman. Yeah, I mean, that person is actually a femro. Right. Onwards and back to Alizé. You know, Reach we're talking about. Gonna head to the High Crystal. Let's go catch up with them. Yep. And we get Archon Loaf. Ah, right, so we got the Magus Sisters card. Yes, I mean, because we have to get a few of these things out. I mean, the Fravarian Scale Powder we don't need anymore. Oh, and I don't need to worry about the Summoning Bell. Actually, since I've got partial access, I can just use the local Ethernet. Oh! Hello there! Alright, so we got this one, this one, this one, and this one. We are missing the ones here at Kama, All the Radiant Host, and up here. So I think what I'm going to do is quickly... is actually get all the Ethernet shards sorted out. Hang on. First things first. Recommended gear. Yeah, currently equipped with the recommended gear for a dancer. Yeah, so... whatever I actually picked up in... yeah, the Mesusa Sabatons of Aiming. Yeah. Can't use them. And I really need to find a way... yeah, so these are only eye level 520. Hang on, what do I actually have? Oh, that's right. Because I only had 2 parts of the Obsolete Androids gear set. My gloves are Augmented Crypt Lurker, which is why these aren't much good. These are probably the same because... yeah, 520, 329, 329. So, pretty much... the same stats. And the problem is I've got the... I think all of my Disciple of the Hand are way too low to actually pick up the synthesize ability. Yep, and we're still lagging on this. We're still lagging because there's a lot of stuff to be loaded in. Literally, what we could do here is actually teleport back and repeat. So, I mean, I think there is a repair in the plaza. Seafront Plaza. So far, so good, and there's much further to go. They just need to cross the other side of the hall, pass through the larger two doorways. The high crucible lies beyond. It was already collected the water, so come let us join them. Right, so literally we need to go. Yeah, we got 2 more points. Now have access to the Hall of Radiant Host, and there's no point in actually doing a repeat, because the only one I think, nah, it'll probably take about as long to Yeah, as you see, most of the traders aren't, well, that trader isn't visible. There isn't a trader here either. And because the reason for that is they're actually they don't turn up until much later. Well, I mean, the 2 in the oh, to all Ethernet shards and raz-at-han. Yeah, so we got materia melding, and we got materia melder and materia vendor. We wouldn't actually be able to purchase materia because that's materia 9 and 10. So we got a merchant there, we got a collectible appraiser there. Oh, that's right. While we're at it, Cell's been trusted to retainer. View event report. Playbringer's bracelet. Another untradeable item. Right, so what's the sale history? Materia. Right, how much gil does she have in her pocket? 503. Alright. Very good, madam. Very good indeed. Okay, let's, okay, so that was only those. So I think these are probably, yeah, 'cause I think those aren't actually worth anything. Again, some of this stuff I really need to actually drop into. Right. Right, withdraw Gil. Yep, that's anchored in the Riange. At least we found the place. Right, I'm certain that this isn't a voiced.
These are the talismans we were promised.
I was mistaken.
Yes, and I made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for. Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires, just as we did with the Tower of Zot.
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper, and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations. Of course, we would need to consult with various Alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated. To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
Pray allow me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
I can head eastward. Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here. And Doma's shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
We shall share the burden then. Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
Please, I must speak with you.
Nidana, you're awake.
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption. It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
As you said, Nidana was captured only recently. such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta.
And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough. All of you, for everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
Yet who hath truly saved whom? Due in no small part to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of proven efficacy. Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas, unto the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
The talisman? Is this true? Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas. It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
Look at that! Its color is completely changed.
What do you have there? How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasha.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
You imply that it is distinct from ether?
As foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts. Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the air we breathe, affecting all through which it flows. Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach, a gift bestowed from on high or torn from the heavens in some traditions. Akasha can neither be created nor destroyed. It is beyond our power to purposefully alter or manipulate. The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion. As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities. That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
I really must hear more about this theory. Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
I'm glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest. But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research. Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation. I am sorry.
Nonsense! You have nothing to be sorry for. Your insight is much appreciated.
Shall we depart for Charlian then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the Annex.
And we will be in touch once our talks are concluded. I suggest you rest while you can. From here onward, sleep is bound to be in short supply.
Right. Okay. Speak with Graal at the Valdisian Annex. Blimey. One moment. Right. There we go. Old Charlian. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Hang on. Oh, that specimen came from the moon. Oh, now I know why. It's not. Yeah, because this is for the next tier of hunts. Because they're not level locked, they're actually area locked. Oh, thinking of things. Okay. Boop. There we go. Ugh. Jeez. Yes, I mean, because I think we've gotten rid of all of the main stuff I've done. I think we actually get more MSQ related more quest markers later on. Kryl! Good to be back. The fruit of our labor safely in storage. We have but to wait for the others to return from their respective meetings with the Alliance leaders. As Frankrin suggested, you should get some rest in the meantime. Return to your chamber. Yep, and we get bland loaf. And we're straight into a cutscene.
Take heart and protect them well.
Was that a knock at the door?
Good, you're here.
haven't eaten yet, have you? We've bought quite a spread if you're interested. Only the finest dining from the last stand.
Lest you wonder, we invited Estinian as well. But he refused with a rather grim-faced, "No, thank you." I suspect Charlian cuisine is not to his liking.
Oh, I don't know about that. Perhaps our lone wolf just needed some time apart. What? To perfect his brooding stare? Next time, I'll drag him out by the ear, sit him down in front of a Charlian feast, and see that he eats every last bite.